Hey y'all, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So my video today is about how to lose a good man or a good woman. It's a few different ways that you can lose a good man or a good woman. Um, One thing is communication. Communication is very important when it comes to a relationship. Clear communication at that. Even though you communicate, don't always mean you're communicating effectively. So you have to be very careful and make sure that you're communicating properly when it comes to the person that you're dealing with. And a way to properly examine that is understanding the 5 love languages, which is by Dr. Chapman, I want to say, in his words of affirmation, physical touch, acts of service, quality time, which is mine, and you also have receiving gifts. So a lot of times communication get lost in translation when you don't understand the way a person feel loved. You have to understand that person's love language. So if this person word language is physical touch, for a reason, and you're not touching that person, you don't show any type of love or affection, then that person is not gonna feel loved, or feel like you're communicating with them. So it's very important to make sure that you are making sure that you are communicating in that person's same language. If not, then you guys will end up being on 2 different pages, and that's a good way to lose a good man or a good woman if you're not on the same page. So not only that, it's expectations. If you have to talk about your expectations with one another. And what I mean about that is you gotta let a person know where you stand, what you want, what you don't want. You know what I mean? But at the same time, although you tell a person what you want or what you don't want, you also have to make sure that you give definition to that. Because just because you tell a person what you want and what you don't want, don't always mean that they will get it, if you follow what I'm saying. Like for instance, if you say, baby, I would like for you to communicate better. Some people might take that as, okay, oh yeah, I need to make sure I call and I text her or whatnot. But that's only the surface of it. When it comes to communication, you need to make sure that you kind of keeping a person keeping them up to date, letting them know, what's up, what's going on, or whatnot, and include them. For the most part, that's communication. Communication is including a person in, caring about a person enough to include them, to let them know, hey, whatever comes up, hey baby, something came up. Hey, you don't surprise them. Although some things are out of your control and you can't, some things just happen. True enough, understanding. But on the flip side, some stuff don't just happen. Some stuff you already aware of or So you communicate that best as your best to your best ability or whatnot. Another way to lose a person is to not listen. You have to be a good listener. You have to listen. And listening, I mean like active listening, not just showing a person, okay, you know, you got my full divided attention. No, I mean like listening and actually taking what you've heard from that person. So for instance, being a good listener is, okay, a person tell you, oh, okay, I've been through this, whatnot. Now this what happened in the last relationship or whatnot, or this what happened to my friend last time, my last friendship. So when a person tell you something and give you a scenario, it's mainly to help you, not to hurt you. It's to kind of give you, like I talked about in the last video, it's a blueprint. You know, people try to give you a blueprint. They try to give you the answers to the test, so hoping that you'll pass. You know, sometimes, you know, you can give people the answers to the test and they still flunk. You know what I mean? Same way with school. You know, just because you're teaching a person certain things or you telling people certain things don't mean they're going to pass the test. Don't mean they're going to get it. Or, you know, it's just, you know, the way it is sometimes, said but truly. But a person that actively listen will be like, okay, I know what happened in that relationship. I know how he is when it comes to not doing this, that, or the other. So when you already kind of know a person's triggers, or you know what would kind of like put them in a bad place, you would kind of tend to try to dodge those things, you know what I mean, and not do the same things. Because if you even look like the same person or the same friend, you're going to scare a person and you're going to cause them to shut down. And when you shut a person down, then you lose their trust. And it's kind of hard to get back in there if you know. So you have to be very careful, because when people tell you certain things, it's for you to take heed of. And mainly to not treat them like they're regular. When a person tell you certain things, you have to treat them how can I explain it? You have to cater what you would normally do on a regular basis to them. You don't treat every relationship, every man or every woman the same. You don't do that. Because if you do that, then you will end up losing that person. So therefore, for instance, if I know that coming in that you have issues, trust issues, because it seems like every friend that come in your life try to get over on you, or is a taker. With me hearing that, I try my best not to ever make you feel like I'm a taker. You know what I mean? I'd be more so trying to, I really be careful what I take. You know what I mean? If you kind of express to me, it seems like everybody always wants something from me. You know, so you'll be very careful and slow to take from a person like that. Because first you want to establish that you're not like that. And even though that you shouldn't have to, I guess, be careful or act a certain way just because you don't want a person to, what can I say, get hurt based on their past experiences. It's not even about that. It's just about ensuring them that you're not gonna do that. You know, so I mean, sometimes we be like, I would never treat a person based on, I would never put what I've been through on another person. We say that all the time, but that's not always the case. You do it self-consciously without even thinking, most of the time. So not only that, you just have to be considerate of people's feelings. You have to put yourself in that person's shoes. So you will never lose a good woman or a good man if you're considerate. And if you think about that person and treat that person as if you would treat yourself or how you want to be treated. If you don't mind a person not hitting you up on a regular, then you probably not gonna see nothing wrong if that person don't hit you up like that. But that's why you have to know the other person. You have to get their expectations down, because you'll be thinking you're doing something right, and the whole time you're not doing anything right, because you're not communicating properly the way the person feel like you could, because you half communicating, but you think you fully communicating. It's just a lot of components to certain things. So that's why it's very important to make sure that you are meeting that person's needs. You lose a person where you're not meeting their needs. People need to feel loved. They need that. So if they don't feel that, then there's no need for you. So men like to feel needed, women like to feel heard. So if I'm not making you feel needed, then you're not gonna want to be involved with me. On the flip side, if she feel like she's not being heard, she's not gonna want to be involved with you. So be careful not to scare people. You will definitely scare people if you don't pay attention to them. Because people need to feel that you hear them. People need to feel that you need them. People need to feel that they are wanted. So that's just that's something that I thought about. So yeah, that's the quickest way to lose a good man or a good woman. So just, pay attention and be, definitely be slow to speak, because you definitely don't want to speak prematurely on certain things. So sometimes you just have to sit back and you just, kind of observe. You observe the person, and kind of see where it go. And, and consistency. A person look at consistency. They want to know, are you consistent in everything that you're doing? And if you're not consistent, you can very well lose a good man or a woman. So consistency, communication, and being a good listener. Those three things that you need when it comes to keeping a good man or a good woman. They need those three things. If you fall short from any of those three, it'll be really hard to establish a healthy relationship. So, yeah, you definitely want to make sure you're doing those three things right, because those three things will have influence on how they see you and how they would trust you or whatnot. So that's what it is. So just be careful with people's hearts or whatnot. Treat theirs if you don't want yours to be treated, and you'll be fine. So that's me for today. Y'all have a good day.